Nigeria, it actually gave me some kind of concern because we are in the democratic rule as we speak.
Yes, when President Obasanjo talks about recruitment, of course, there is also a leadership recruitment process, whether democratic, whether military, whether diarchy, even monarchical, there's a recruitment process. Getting into position, getting into office, getting into power, there is a recruitment process for every sector. Now, you see, I generally do not wish to talk about General Obasanjo.
Okay.
But when General Obasanjo speaks about recruitment processes, did he recruit the best for Nigeria? When he had the privilege, twice as a military leader and as a civilian leader. Oh, yes. I mean, when you talk about Okonjo-Iweala and Charles Soludo and the other guys. But you see, these guys that we talk about, brilliant guys and all of that, where are they from? Bretton Woods institutions. You understand? Bretton Woods institutions. The managers of our economy are Bretton Woods guys. What do you call him? The central bank governor, the finance minister, even the president himself. These are products of Bretton Woods institutions. Devalue your currency, do this. So you see, as regards recruitment, what recruitment process is in place? We are in a democracy, just you correctly said, my dear comrade sister. But what recruitment process is in place in those things, and I choose my word deliberately and intentionally, those things that they reference as political parties. Well, look, I mean, comrade Amola, you will recall the structures and standards of even the MPN, the UPN, the recruitment processes. You just don't jump into position. You must have proven yourself within that you have what it takes, you know, to live at various levels. That is what recruitment process is all about. Those who are governors today, who politically mentored our governor. He came and he said he was there to run for Senate, ran severally for Senate because he had the financial resources, started running on his own team. He went to run for governorship on the platform of SDP. There was no functional party as SDP. He was SDP. He ran on the platform of SDP as for governor. He ran, then he came, and then he won governorship. You know, they put everything together for him, and he won. So, what's recruitment? Who recruited him? He recruited himself. Our president was not recruited himself into office. So this is the recruitment process that we have now. What gives you leverage in the recruitment processes now is what is your financial muscle. A man told me, not Ibadan, not Lagos. He told me in the backwards in the provincial Senate district in Oyo State. He told me he spent over 300 million to win his election. How much does he earn as a member of House of Reps? You understand? So what are those people going to do? They're not going to be serving us. Don't expect service from them. And comrade Damola, look, our president started from mobile producing.
Yes.
He started from mobile producing when he came back from the United States. And then he went into politics in 1991, 93. And then he went into exile and became an ADECO leader. And yes, you could say he has paid his dues in one way or the other. But there's a disconnect. There is a disconnect.
Okay.
So our recruitment process is faulty. But if it is faulty, recruitment processes in Obaship, look at what happens now. Somebody told me recently, he said, the governor is the oracle now.
Yes.
In recruiting kings. The governor is the oracle in recruiting kings in Yoruba land now. Look at how they deposed Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, and brought in Adobayero. And they're still thinking of deposing, the people there now are thinking of deposing Adobayero and consolidating the Emirates and put Sanusi back there.
Back in there,
I mean,
yeah.
what is that? Recruitment processes. So everything has been messed up. So what are we going to get in governance? Is the same thing. Look, yesterday, a few days ago, somebody sent me a video clip, very depressing, of the motor case of the Senate Deputy President. Mark my words. Senate Deputy President. 4 outriders. A Lexus Land Cruiser for security details and policemen. And of course, the Deputy Senate President himself was riding in an armor-plated latest Lexus series with the same, another one provided as backup. And I could count nothing less than police and DSS, about 25, 30 of them. What for? What for? Our leaders love the appearances of occupying of power, but they do not take the responsibility that comes with it.
Okay, comrade.
Okay, well,
Yes,
let's talk about the responsibility. Before I ask the question, I remember that Lafi had a question regarding leaders not facing the reality of what's going on. And that was a retort with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, that's in person of Peter Obi, that taking grains from Ukraine,
Yes.
as it was said, I don't know, in one of the newspapers, doesn't mean that Nigeria is poor financially or something like that. And let's talk about this. I mean, I had to go back to the history of Ukraine's seaport, how they've been struggling since the invasion in 2022 by Russia, and the way they were able to give us, I think, 25,000 tons of grains in Nigeria, to the northeastern part of Nigeria. How does that? Let's just talk about this.
No, I think it is the federal government that is
It's
replying
responding to Obi.
saying that accepting grains from Ukraine.
But on a more serious note, shouldn't this be checked?
We are in need, aren't we? And don't forget, basically, most of the yes, the particular network that Ukraine uses to export those grains, whether wheat, whether the regular corn or whatever, was under siege. And I think somehow they've been able to resolve that. That is why we are getting those grains. They are producing it, and they have to, dispose of it.
But I think the angle Peter Obi came out from, and some Nigerians are saying that accepting grains from a country that is already going through war situation at the moment is like a huge slap.
We should be
on
the ones
Nigeria.
supplying.
We should be the one giving them aid, not
us receiving.
A war-ravaged country now sending food to us.
I think people should address facts. Not sentiment.
Okay, please.
What is the capacity of Ukraine in production of grain? What is the population of Ukraine? What have they been doing with the grains they have produced? Where have they been exporting it to all along? Not until the war started did people know that most of the wheat we were using was coming from that part of the world. That was one of the first things that led to the increase in the price of bread. So people should just be jumbling. I think a lot of people that engage in the some of the people, let me limit to some of the people that engage in the public space, and quite a number of those who engage in the social media space are actually ignorant. That is the brutal truth, not even beyond truth, beyond fact. They are truth. Facts can change, but truth don't change. That is the bitter truth. People engage and look, let me tell you now, you don't know Nigeria. You say there is war in Nigeria. The war is between Nigeria and Benin Republic, or Nigeria and Cameroon. And then you know most of the grains that we produce come from the northern part. And then we still export grain. We now give Togo grain. And then those people in Ghana will now be saying the Togolese should be ashamed of themselves. Nigeria that is at war. Is that part of the country that is producing grain? Is it affected by the war? No. So that business is still continuing. People should arm themselves beyond fact. They should arm themselves with the truth.
Okay, now
we have been in business with Ukraine long before the war regarding all sorts of grain. And those parts of the country that do the exporting, especially that port, they have been cleared and they are able to export. It's just business as usual.
Now, the reality on ground is that Nigerians are still growing in, especially talking about the prices of food items and the essential commodities in the market. Now, how will Nigeria be able to overcome this rising food insecurity? Because for the past over a month now, we've been talking about the same issue, and it seems it is still going to be in our faces for a long time to come again.
I was in conversation this morning with a farmer, and not the usual run-of-the-mill farmer. In fact, the chairman of a specific farmers association in Oyo State. And he told me that even last week, that those herders will come, eat up what they want to eat and go. That in this particular instance, a woman's farm was eaten up, and then they did not even go. They occupied the farm. And I'm talking about outskirts of Ibadan, not Okiogu, not one deep bush somewhere. And you know what they said? They reported to the NSCDC. And they said the NSCDC said something to the effect that if those civilians will just manage to arrest one of those people and bring them. Can you imagine? I report that they have invaded my farm, and you say we should just manage to arrest one of them and bring him or her. You can imagine our location regarding food security. That is how serious we take this thing. If we are serious that we are challenged security-wise in terms of food, would the people, the main function of NSCDC? The major function of NSCDC is to secure national assets. Is food production not national assets? They now say it is the civilians that should go and arrest the herders and bring them. So that is how serious we are as a people. Look, when people are given responsibility, they want the glamour and the color that comes with it. But are they ready to pay the price? They are not. They are not putting everything into it. But they will tell you that, if anything happens to them, they are on their own. Are they even properly equipped to go and confront these people? Your guess is as good as mine. But the bottom line is that it shows how serious we are as we continue to pay what I call lip service.
But do you feel the federal government is doing enough to address this rising food insecurity?
Food insecurity is closely tied to national security. And when we talk about the issue of security in this country, for God knows how long now, people have been saying policing Nigeria centrally is not rational, nor logical, nor pragmatic. They are still talking it. Oh, the National Assembly passed a motion or something like that. They have put one bill in the works. But it will take the 24 or 26 state assemblies to push it through. Some people are already making attempts to water it down, that they should have geopolitical IGs that will still be reporting to a national IG. So some people are not going to give up what they are controlling centrally, because if it is big Of course, you are handed a big cake, and they say you should share it with your friends. You rather hold it and start giving small lumps to your friends, and then they come begging you for more. I think people love it that way. Rather than give them their own big lump and know how to work with what they have. That is the scenario. It is a national security issue because food security,
Yes.
people are driven by hunger, and then that hunger turns into anger. That's a very dangerous situation.
Okay.
All right. We would like to say thank you very much for joining us today, comrade. We sincerely appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Okay.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you
You
tomorrow.
have a food today.
And you too.
By God's spirit.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, sir.
All
Have
right.
a food today.
It is still AM update on Solutions 93.9 FM. We just had a conversation with our analyst, comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe. Well, we'll go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll take your calls. Remember, you can still drop your messages on Facebook at Solutions 939 FM on Facebook, Instagram, X, and of course, you can just go subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That would be very, very fantastic. Or there, you can call into the studio 0909 888 9939 or 0912 222 939, 0909 888 9939 and 0912 222 939. Stay tuned.
Solutions 93.9 FM. Let's be dynamic with your morning update and make it better with Kickoff Sports Show, where we will be serving you all the latest from tennis, basketball, Formula One, football, exclusive interviews, and lots more.
Hamilton going for the move on Alonso at the 130. These two great side by side.
Martinelli! Oh yes! Gabriel Martinelli is back with a bang!
Headlines from Nigerian newspapers, behind the papers from the stand, analysis on burning trending issues across Nigeria and beyond.
The problem is not politics or tribalism but corruption.
The governors will say, give us our own slot. The chairman of local government will say, give us our own slot. Who does those slots go to?
You offend, they arrest you, they detain you, and they release you. That's all.
Hello, my name is Oladapo Okunubi.
My name is Victory Onyedikachi.
My name is Adedamola Lafenwa.
And my name is Favor Oloruntola.
Join us weekdays 9 a.m. on your Remedy Radio dial, Solutions 939 FM.
Here, we make it different from the norm.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying. YouTube made for you.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
right, welcome back. Still AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. We'll be taking your comments right now.
All right, from the comments that we have here, I want to say thank you very much for dropping it. We have Dr. Kennan saying at least 767 manufacturers shut down business, while 335 became distressed in 2023. Well, and that is within 1 year of his administration. Well, I believe that, like Comrade Ayodija Ayishakwe would say, he says we should give him just let us enough time for him to get himself together, and then we have a better Nigeria. I think by May we have him as Senate office for all year, and then we can now sit down and look at how it's been so far and see if there'll be progress.
And do some assessment.
And do some assessment
on his performance.
Please, let's not judge yet. I know it's difficult for everybody, but let's not judge yet, and let's see how it goes. Well, someone says, Nigeria, my country. Well, as regards the strike, I think you heard when we said it earlier, if you go on strike, share food stuff will remain in Nigeria, and that's exactly what the citizens want. Yes, citizens want we want food, we want shelter, we want security, and that's what the whole of Nigeria has been advocating for. And I believe with time, like they said, Rome wasn't built in a day.
At all.
So we have to get it right at one point or the other. Well, those are the comments that we have so far.
Okay.
Well, we would like to say thank you very much for joining us today. To everyone that dropped your comments, we say thank you. To everybody listening at this moment, we say thank you. And also thank you for staying stuck to our station till this point. Like we said, we're back to serve you better and greater. Please just stay tuned to Solutions 93.9 FM. My name is Favor Olorotola.
And my name is Adedamola Lafenwa. Wishing you a very fruitful day. Good morning.
all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.
Radio is all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.
is all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solution in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.